Just wait a second. We had a bunch of leftover mashed potatoes, so I did some eggs and some gluten-free flour to make them kind of like potato pancakes, and then I actually decided to add in a pint of canned salmon. So doing that, the boys have a trout to cook. I'm just gonna slice up this pepperoni to get it used up. Some Caesar salad dressing, some lettuce, cucumber, so I'll make a little salad, some leftover steak, burger toppings, and then this is apple syrup that we made last year that the kids have with soda water or just water, so that needs to be used up. Some kraut to have with it all. And then there was this one lonely drink in there, so I figured it probably needed to be, put out of its misery. I have finally picked the last of the garlic scapes. Never mind, see when I forgot. Is it on? Hay fever, I can't touch hay. That's why I'm driving the truck. I can't unload it. Even just being that close to it is really hard on me. But Marius was just helping them unload it here before we go back for another load. He's like, yeah, the boys are bringing the truck up. Neither of them have ever driven the truck before. Marius like, I told them they could figure it out. Okay, guess this is why you drive an old farm truck, because then your kids can just figure out how to drive it.
Apple juice and then cold water. Okay?
What? I'm talking to Mac.
Oh, we're out of apple juice in the fridge. Apple syrup in the fridge.
I don't know if this makes my boys high maintenance or taking care of themselves well, but they both have a thermos of iced tea, and while they're unloading, they asked if I could refill it, and they're just like constantly taking little drinks from it. But you know what? It keeps them well hydrated, and it's a hot one. It's close to 30 degrees Celsius, which is like 90 Fahrenheit. So you know what? It keeps them hydrated. They can be as bougie as they want. Hamish, you just let him drive. Fourth and final load. We're gonna go back for more later, but we got other stuff to do now. When you want a swimming pool, but you're a farm kid and you have to clean out a trough before you can have a swimming pool. Started to rain. We're trying to decide if it's a quick rain that's gonna pass or if we're in for it and we should head back to the car. Feeling if we look. Oh. Hi. While the boys unload the hay, I'm baking some biscuits for our church group tomorrow. I'm doing 2 trays of regular and a tray of gluten-free. And they have bacon and Asiago cheese in them. And we're gonna serve them with coffee, just super basic. Like we usually do like a full meal, but everybody's really busy with haying and everything. So we're just getting together for some scriptures and coffee. And I thought I would make a decadent savory treat. These all prepped. I did everything but the buttermilk. So I did flour, baking powder, etc. Cheese, cooked the bacon, butter, did it all in there, and then just put the bowls in the freezer so it stayed nice and cold. So then now when I got home, I just pulled it out, added the buttermilk, and then doing them as drop biscuits for simplicity. I didn't want to bake earlier and make the house hotter, but since it's now 9:30, we can make the house hot because the windows are open and it's cooling down. Funny thing is my phone I have like a bedtime alarm for 9:30, and at like 8:45, a do not disturb thing goes on. It's like, you know, wind down time is this whole iPhone thing. The last few days at 8:45, when that goes off, like I was driving in the field picking up hay bales. Like it's not a time of year for early bedtimes. Today I got some mozzarella going, and while it was sitting before I started stretching it, we all of a sudden realized in the chaos of our church group leaving, we didn't know where Rowan was, and we tore apart the house 3 times over. We were searching outside. I mean, you immediately go to the road and to any water, and she wasn't there, and we're yelling, and we're trying to find her, and we ended up finding her hiding between square bales, and hiding on purpose. And oh boy, friends, my nerves were fairly shot after that. So when I came back to stretch the mozzarella, I decided that doing something like shaping little balls was very therapeutic, and I wouldn't normally do this with my mozzarella, but my nerves needed this. So there's my Sunday afternoon for you. You're gonna pick peas? Okay, I need to thin carrots and plant a bit of lettuce here too.
Here you go, Mom.
Thank you.
Is your basket?
We already picked some basil and cucumbers from the greenhouse.
No, I want a cucumber.
Just planted lettuce seed. You can see above the onions there's a green bean row, and there's places where there isn't green beans, so I planted lettuce seeds in those holes. And then the girls are picking peas, and I'm thinning carrots. So what I'm doing is I go along and I look for carrots that are too close together. So like right here, there's 2 carrots. They're growing too close together. Neither of them's gonna get a chance to get big enough. So I take what I think is the bigger one, and I pull it up, and this gives space for the other carrot to get nice and big for storage, and we have delicious baby carrots. This is a typical milk processing day for us. I got 2 buckets that had 3-ish gallons of milk plus a gallon jar. So close to 7 gallons of milk that I'm dealing with right now. We did a batch ice cream, Freya, and we made root beer popsicles with some milk and cream. We have cream, that's a 2.5 gallon churn, so we got over a gallon of cream in there. It's gonna warm up at room temperature for a few hours, and then we'll make it into butter. And then I have probably 6 quarts of milk that's getting scalded for yogurt. We'll go through this in about a week. Then the rest of the milk is just in the buckets, and it's going to either get watered down and water the gardens, or it's going to get mixed. We mix our chicken feed with it and feed it out to the chickens. Either way, it's going to feed us in a different way.
And the root beer popsicles, they were from my birthday.
Yes, so Freya had a root beer syrup for mixing with the soda stream thing, so we then did cream and milk in that jar and added the root beer syrup and are making popsicles. And there's leftovers, so she gets to enjoy it. When a cousin of Marius's, who's much older than us, heard that the boys were unloading all our square bales, they were like, you need to come help us with our bales. Like, we'll hire you. So Marius needed to go over to their house for something else this afternoon, so the boys are unloading a trailer of hay for them as well. Rowan fell asleep on us, and nobody's arguing with the fact that she's napping, and Amos is having a nice long epic nap, so it's just Freya and I, and we're just enjoying puttering around the kitchen. Someone is not quite ready to face the afternoon.
You need those for grippers. Ooh. Ew, I love it. First one you finished, we've seen. That's really pretty.
That's weird.
Oh, I guess my sister.
Yeah, Rowan, we might be able to come home with a fish. Or more than one fish.
Do you want catch a salmon?
I'm gonna try to. Yeah.
We're going to try catch
Try to
salmon.
catch a pile of them.
Yeah, that's what we're going for. Salmon sockeye. Going for salmon sockeye salmon. I was talking to cider. No, you aren't fishing. Just us big kids and Dad. Me, Mac, and H and Dad.
It's really good, and there's a nice place I can take you. I'll bring you next time, okay?
Yeah, if it's really nice at that place, we'll take you. Okay. You will take me, guys? Dad, remember